So they own 49 still with no control, which means their license isn't even worth $1 anymore. And they haven't, the predatory nature of what they did, and that nobody protected these people with a simple access to some some lawyers, some accountants, just some basic, like, people. I remember years ago there was a big movement where a lot of like attorneys and accountants and CPAs were retiring and offering their services for free as a volunteer kind of thing for
Yeah.
people, people that couldn't afford it and things like that. You don't think the state of New York could have rallied around that, gotten some people just to, I mean, there was no access. So for somebody like me, I'd been in business for years, but I'd never done partnerships before. And
Right.
all of a sudden, overnight, and I was part of the social equity. I was one of the first licensed hemp holders in the state. So I transitioned to the THC. But in my last business, I self-funded it and raised it from the ground up. And I could do slow growth, right? But in this industry, they turn that switch on and off so fast on us that the growth happened too fast for anybody to have slow growth. You had to have an infusion of money to get up and going. There was no way to cobble it together.
Mm.
It didn't mean you had to swing for the fences with 20 million, but you needed a couple.
Right. Right.
And so, and,
You know
and that, yeah,
what's so weird is that I've heard numbers of, and I'm not going to name the dispensaries or ever, but dispensaries opening up with as little as less than 700,000, all the way up to 1.5 to 5 million or some nonsense.
yeah,
Usually the higher end ones are in Manhattan and high end areas but it's like, the store is smaller than that big one over there that they only paid half, or you know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
this, there is no benchmark really, right?
And then there was that. It ran the gamut. They had a specific size that they were limited to the minimum amount of space they could have.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I've gone into some dispensaries and they're tiny, and it's fine and it's great and it didn't cost, but still, even 500, 700,000 to somebody who's living paycheck to paychecks, these were social equity people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
some people had money, some people didn't. I mean, CBD, we were all distressed.